I'm sorry, I really can't do this with a piece of paper sticking to my forehead. Last week I was at the convention, of course, and the week before that I was preparing my costume for said convention. Actually, for that weekend I had tried to film a video, but when it got to editing it, Sony Vegas only registered the videos as audio-only files. I was filming them with this point-and-shoot camera, so it wasn't until after the convention that I figured out how to get it to see the video, but I'll get to that later. Of course, I always could have taken out my camcorder and tried filming the video again, but I had sort of given up, so yeah, I think that's more appropriate. Anyways, now that we've gotten those unpleasantries out of the way, happy Sunday! I'm not really going to pretend that my switch with Jessica is news to you guys, but this is my first Sunday video after all. As I mentioned before, I went to Cause and Effect last weekend and it was awesome! There were some great events and panels there. Our Rocket skit won Best in Novice. I think that was the prize. I also got involved in an impromptu team in the Final Fantasy Fight Tournament, and I also got in the second round of Cosplay Chess, along with Colin. Also the Zombie Survival panel and the Aperture Science panel on the second day, and both of those were hosted by the same guy. They were hilarious. And speaking of the Aperture Science panel, on Monday I had filmed a video and submitted it to my regular YouTube channel. Basically, if you didn't go to the Aperture Science panel, at the very end of it, there was a song, basically the ending song of Portal 2 was played, and a friend that I met at the convention, who's from Nanaimo, who cosplayed GLaDOS, she actually got up and sang along to the song. So I ended up filming the last half of that, and yeah, I did an intro at the beginning so that people could recognize me in my Team Rocket cosplay. So instead of padding out this video by adding that in, I'll just post a link here. And speaking of my Team Rocket cosplay, I actually came up with the design for it back in, like, March of this year, after we did our first Team Rocket skit at TsukinoCon, and I sort of kept it a secret until last week, I guess. I uploaded it to my DeviantArt like a couple days before the convention. I was happy that I got my cosplay finished in time for the convention. I basically, what I was wearing was a almost exact replica of what I had drawn on my concept. I may wear it again at a convention in the future if there's a Pokemon event or a, I don't know, anything Team Rocket related. But for the most part, I'm starting to think I should do something, more elaborate. As much as I like my Team Rocket costume, it is rather simple, and like I said, I got it thrown together in about a week. So I've started throwing some designs together for a much bigger costume, and like I did for the design for this Team Rocket uniform, I think I'm going to keep that a secret again. Also got a bunch of things for the convention. I got a plush Pokeball, of course, for my Team Rocket cosplay. Got a bunch of pins for my bag. I got the Pokeball, the Quick Ball, and the Ultra Ball. And I also got a Team Rocket pin and a Deadpool pin. And the last couple things that I bought from the Artist Alley are, I actually don't usually spend too much time at the Artist Alley or in the dealer's room. I usually go to a convention to, see the cosplays or go to the events. I don't really go there to spend money, but I was there anyway getting my Pokeball for my costume, so it was a relatively small room, so I walked around a couple times, and I saw someone selling bookmarks for Tales of the Abyss. I mentioned about a month ago that I had beaten Tales of Symphonia, and a couple friends of mine from here in Mission, Juliana and Sarah, who also happened to go to the convention, they would meet up like once every 2 weeks or so to basically they started off with Tales of Symphonia, then they beat Dawn of the New World, the sequel, which Juliana lent to me afterwards, and I beat this week actually. And then after that, about 3 weeks ago, we started meeting up to play Tales of the Abyss. The characters I got are Luke, the main character, and there's Ash in the background, his nemesis. And there's Jade and Dist. And they had Guy, who is Luke's friend, and they only had one Guy left, and Guy is Juliana's favorite character, so I grabbed it and gave it to her. And the last thing I bought from the convention in general is I pre-registered for TsukinoCon next year. $10, and this is the first time I've ever pre-registered for a convention, so I'm kind of proud of myself. I was also really happy that I got to see a bunch of people that I knew at the convention. I stayed with Phil at my aunt's, of course. I got to see Colston and Riley. I got to see Allie, and by the way, your Tangled cosplay was amazing. I saw Kathleen there briefly, but it's kind of a shame that I didn't get a chance to talk to you. The only person that I missed entirely was Jessica, and I was looking out for your female version of Clark from Smallville that you had shown, I think it was like a month or so ago. But yeah, I didn't see you at all there. I knew you were at the convention because I saw the photos on your Facebook page of you in your Supergirl costume, but I didn't end up seeing it at the convention. I know that I would have recognized it if I saw it because I saw you in it at Anime Evolution last year. So yeah, I'm sort of disappointed that I missed out on being able to talk to Kathleen and Jessica, but oh well, there's always another time. Speaking of disappointment, I'm really sorry to hear that Riley's decided to leave the channel. You were the first person that I met from Nameless Nerds after I had joined the channel, so I'm really sort of going to miss you. Though I'm sure Colson or Colin will do a fine job in your place, you'll always be missed. Speaking of which, Colin issued the challenge this week, if I had a son or daughter, what would their names be? I've not really ever thought about having children too much before, but I don't know, if I had a daughter, I think I would name her Heather, and if I had a son, I think I'd name him Alexander or David. And that's Colin's challenge off the list. And that's all for today, so I hope you guys have a great week, and I guess I'll see you next Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. I'm gonna have to get used to that.